Hello, everyone. How are you doing today, this Monday evening? In this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 facts that you should know about guilt. Fact number 1, according to a published survey, 96% of us women experience guilt at least once a day. Think about that. And according to another study that was published um, in a journal, women experience significantly greater amounts of shame and guilt than do men. Think about that. 96% of us walk around carrying some degree of guilt every single day. It could be about our kids, about work, about life-work balance, about not being present to the ones we love, um, about relationship challenges where we haven't made the most loving, kind decisions. All kinds of issues cause us to carry this burden of guilt and walk around. That's the first fact. The second fact is that growing up in a physically abusive family environment increases the amount of guilt that we feel. And this is especially true of women. Girls carry more shame and guilt, whereas growing up in an abusive environment makes boys turn more hostile and aggressive. And girls struggle with things like coping with the violation of their personal boundaries. So this is a serious challenge too. Fact number 3, the inability to say no. When we are unable to say no to other people, that is a source of untold guilt. How does that work? Well, when we are busy saying too many yeses, we're bound to drop some balls somewhere, right? And we're bound to disappoint people. We can't do everything that we promise to do. So we disappoint some people, we say yes to some others. We don't have time for self-care because we're too busy taking care of other people's needs. And not everything gets done. Not everything gets done as well as we'd like to get it done. So this creates unnecessary stress and guilt. So to recap the 3 facts that you need to know about guilt. Number 1, 96% of women walk around feeling guilt at least once every single day. Number 2, growing up in a physically abusive environment causes girls to experience more shame and guilt than boys. Number 3, the inability to say no creates undue guilt in most of us because we are not able to please everybody. We don't know how to indulge in self-care. We don't know how to draw personal boundaries. And that causes us to feel bad about ourselves because at the end of the day, we've been trying so hard, but we're failing. We're disappointing people. We're not doing everything that we'd like to do for other people. Does this sound like you? Do you feel like you fall somewhere in this category? If you do, you don't have to walk around carrying this guilt all your life. You don't have to spend the rest of your life the way you have spent all these years, or maybe several of these years. Come join my teleclass. It's a 6-week teleclass beginning November 8, and you will find a link to this teleclass in the description of this video. It's called Give Up the Guilt, Grow Through Grace. Come join us. We are going to be talking about different types of guilt, why is guilt necessary, the difference between healthy guilt and unhealthy guilt, self-acceptance, how to minimize guilt, how to make amends for what you feel you didn't do well, say enough of, or some version of you that you couldn't be in a relationship situation. So if this sounds like you, I would invite you, come join me. The spots are getting filled up, and I do want to make this a lovely small group experience for the women who join. So if you find yourself feeling guilty at least once a day around things that you have no control over, or things that you're beating up yourself for where you don't need to be doing so, check out this teleclass. So click the link above and you'll find all the details for the class here. If you are struggling around, how do I give up this guilt that I've been carrying around for all these years? Is it even possible? I promise you, Once you begin to understand why it is unnecessary for you to carry this burden and walk around, you will be willing to put it down. And that's the first step. When you have awareness, which is followed by willingness, we can definitely help you put that burden of guilt down. And if you think you can't be on live for some of these classes, you don't have to worry about that, because every session is going to be recorded and you will get a link to the recording. So you can listen between sessions. You can lump them all together and listen over a weekend. You can do it any which way. But in this teleclass, you'll get an opportunity to speak about your individual situation, to get one-on-one coaching from me, because I'm going to be devoting a lot of time to individual Q&A. It's going to be an amazing experience. So I really invite you. Check out the details. The link is in the description. And if you have any questions, post them. I will answer them when I read them. Any questions about the program, any questions about what I just spoke about, by all means, post your comments, your questions in this thread, and I will get to them. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.